Hi Star Friends, this is Anastasia with an astrology update for you. So we're moving into a new moon solar eclipse in the constellation of Virgo. Now while many people believe this is Libra season, the whole concept of astrology is to look to the stars and see where the planets actually are in space. And the season that we're in refers to which constellations the sun is in. So the sun is finishing up its tour of Virgo, and we're going to have a new moon in Virgo, and it's going to be a partial solar eclipse. Now, the reason why it's becoming an eclipse is because the moon will be blocking out the path of the sunway. But what this is denoting and why this is special is because it's shifting from the south node in Libra to the south node in Virgo. Now, the south node is looking at where we've been, what we've mastered of, what it is we're trying to break free from, and the north node will be in Pisces. So as we're shifting from one set of nodal aspects to another, the whole lesson changes, the whole direction that we're facing changes. So we're going from having a north node in Aries, which is very, very fiery, very, very aggressive, very, very independent, very masculine, to having the north node in Pisces, which is very introverted, which is very feminine, which is very spiritual in nature. So we're going from the biggest, brightest fire to the quietest, deepest parts of the ocean and the subconscious mind. So this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo will be conjunct Mars and conjunct Mercury. Now Mercury is trying to move past the sun so it can get up into leading it, and it will take another few days for it to get there. So right now Mercury is behind the sun, so we're not getting a lot of great communication here, but once Mercury passes the sun, well, our communication will improve quite a bit. Now we only have a few days left in Virgo, so this new moon is at the very, very end of the constellation, meaning we've already had the full moon in Virgo with the moon in Pisces and the sun in Virgo, and so now we're moving into a state where we're in an inverted cycle. When we're in an inverted cycle, we get the full moon prior to the new moon in many constellations. So what it is that we're looking to do here is to clean up a lot of everything that we've been experiencing for the past 3 weeks, get very clear on what lessons we've learned, put new things into organization, really take a look at what needs to be cleaned up. Now Virgo rules over the intestine, so it's a really important opportunity for you to work on your digestive tract. Begin to be aware of the fact that your health is one of the most important pieces in growing your spiritual awareness. As we move from the south node to Virgo to the north node in Pisces, we are looking to expand our spiritual connection. We are looking to expand our relationship with the universe. We are looking to improve our psychic skills, telepathy, clairvoyancy, clairaudiency, hearing things, saying things, knowing things that spirit is trying to tell us before the body is able to analyze the data. As we move into this layer of consciousness, we will be downloaded with a tremendous amount of new energies which allow us to be in greater contact with one another through telepathy, in greater contact with the universe, and open up our minds in terms of what our definition of self is. We are learning in this north node Pisces, south node Virgo, that the data is not important, but rather the knowing is important. We don't need to read 1,000 books in order to understand the information. By tapping into the infinite wisdom of spirit, we simply are the information, we know the information. We do not need to collect data like a machine in order to process the data and figure out the math. We are living, breathing, walking, talking the math. We understand that which is being created. We are connected to the source. We are connected to all things. So this is the lessons that we're going to begin. And it begins at the very, very end of November, because we're really in a very much a partial solar eclipse here, because we're finishing up the south node in Libra and we're moving into the south node in Virgo. So by the end of November, the south node will be at 29 degrees Virgo and will be completely in this new nodal cycle. So for the next 5 to 8 weeks, we're in a major transformation, moving from one lesson to another lesson. It's a wonderful time to reprioritize what it is that you're doing on a daily basis. What are your habits? What are your concentrations? And do understand that the Jupiter, which rules the year that we're in, changes out in May, and it is going to go from a fiery Aries, which it is in now, to an earthy Taurus. So we will be dealing with a lot of earth energies in 2024, especially the second half of 2024. But for right now, we're still dealing with a lot of fiery energies of the Jupiter in Aries, but we are shifting out of that north node in Aries and moving into the north node in Pisces. So it's truly beginning to understand the path of the shaman, truly beginning to understand how to dig deeper into becoming an ascended master yourself. The more you tap into understanding where we are in the nature of our reality, the easier your individual life becomes, because you're not so attached to your ego. That's all for now. Have a wonderful new moon. We'll talk soon.